Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 217 for the 22nd of March, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
On my right by Neil.
Hello.
I think that's probably about all we want to do tonight, isn't it? So thanks very much.
That's all you want to do.
Yeah, I don't mind a little chat. I don't know. I'm all right. Just the end of a long week. You guys all right?
Yeah. I've had an interesting week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because start up a new job.
Is that coming to what we've been doing? Or
Well, that's about what I have done. So, yeah, I guess.
All right. All right. Well, let's. Yeah, it's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it? Let's just move swiftly along then and get Neil to his unprepared football. Is your football bit prepared, or you're just not prepared for it?
I am prepared. I've just got a glow up where I've put all the white stuff on my screen.
Well, then, without further ado, I'll hand the reins over to Neil. Then.
Okay. So we have
my job done. That was easy enough. See ya.
Yeah. You got to pick up some stuff later. Yeah. So we had a nice small game week 29, 4 fixtures to run through quickly. Burnley beat Brentford 2-1 at Turf Moor. Burnley getting a win for the first time in quite a while.
That's a big win.
Luton got we got a draw with Forest 1-1 at the Kenny. Could have done with a win, but yeah, we'll come on to that maybe later. What happened afterwards? Fulham beat Spurs 3-0 at Craven Cottage, which not many people were expecting, I guess, after Spurs went and beat Villa 4-0 away from home last week or the week before. And then West Ham in the final game drew 1-1 with Villa at the London Stadium. We had big 3 bonus points for Brun Larson, of midfielder at Burnley, who scored the penalty, I think the opening penalty, which probably shafted quite a lot of free hitters and other FPL players within 10 minutes of the game starting. Chris Wood got the 3 bonus points for Forest. He's a forward in that game. And Muniz, who's a forward for Fulham, who's been in red hot form lately. Got 2 goals.
He got 2, didn't he? Yeah.
He got 2 in that game, and he's scored about 5 weeks in a row now, or something stupid. Antonio from West Ham, he's a forward. He's made a return. Another forward who's, there's definitely differential potential there. He scored, and when he's good, when he's playing and he's fit, he usually scores the goals. But yeah, depends who else is playing for West Ham as well. The player of the week was the aforementioned Muniz of Fulham. I didn't write how many points he got. Can't remember. It's 13, I think. He got 3 bonus and he scored 2 goals. That sounds about right. Yeah, he was one of the players I put in my free hit. Woohoo! He didn't get injured between me putting him in.
Nice.
But the top scorers in our league on the week, not very many big scores. The average, I think, was 12 for the whole week, for the whole competition. And I did see a thing that says if you scored 31 points or more that week, you were in the top 20% of all players. And our Matt Arnold scored 33.
Ooh.
Gary D. Felice got 32. And then it was me in third. I got 31 on my free hits. So we all were in the top 20% of all players for that week. Unfortunately, I could have had about 50 points. Or over 50 points because I got 20-odd points on the bench last week. Oh. Including the Fulham goalkeeper, who kept a clean sheet, 7 points. And Anthony Robinson, who up until shortly before the deadline was on my fucking starting 11, and I switched him for a Brentford defender because I thought, Brentford, the stats say Fulham are definitely going to concede. Spurs have scored in every single game of the season up until last week. So the stats said Brentford was the safer bet, but fuck me, that didn't go well. It's because Anthony Robinson got an assist in that game as well as a clean sheet, got fucking about 9 points. He got some bonus points as well. And then also had Soufal of West Ham on the bench, who got the assist for Antonio's goal. So yeah, really shafted myself good and proper there, because most of my other players. I had on a captain Son, who got 2 points. So like everyone else, captain Son as well, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, could have been a lot better, but still better than average by a fair distance. Better than most people who had not played the free hit as well. Hey, Dave. So our top three in our league, and my boy Adam is still top. He scored 18 last week, got 1,798 points overall. Angelo's hanging on in second, 1,709, only got 11 last week. And then David Kinsit, the nemesis, Fraser's nemesis, is back.
Kinsit!
25 points last week, up to 1,696. So yeah, I've rattled through my disaster of a free hit.
That's not a disaster. You're just moaning now.
I'm just annoyed. It's just annoyed picking those players and then sitting them on the bench and getting. Could have been 50 points, and I'd been right up the top of it.
Well, why don't you just celebrate the fact that you came third? Come on, man. Give yourself a break. Stop beating yourself up.
I know Arnie had two of the same players as well on his bench. He also had, I think it was Leno and Soufal on the bench. He did exactly the same as me. Well, not quite exactly the same, but
I mean, you still did okay. So
yes, indeed. So yeah, bit frustrating, but yeah, the free hits done. I've only got bench boost. Is that you?
No, Gary Defoe. He played his wild card instead of his free hit.
Oh.
Oh, I think he was a little annoyed about that. But I don't think it's as bad as he thinks it is. I think he can recover, no worries from that. So
yeah, well,
I'd be pissed off. You know, I can see why he's a little bit pissed off. You spend all that time formulating all these things, and it's a little bit of a mispress.
What points did he get?
He's all right. He's still in a good.
Oh yeah, he's got 32. So he did well for the week, but yeah,
he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yes, so that's the main league. Moving on to the head-to-head, shall we?
Sure.
We've got... I'll quickly just get the league up. Oh, it's gone a bit too far. Right, so in the head-to-head, my boy Adam scored 10, and Mike Redmond, who he played against, scored 30. So he's lost for the first time in quite a while.
Oh, it took an American to do it.
Don't even go there. Fraser, 16. Lewis, 11. Ooh.
Yeah.
Gary got 32. Dave, 9.
I got properly thumped tonight.
Christian, 21. The average, 12. Elusive Man, this is a low-scoring one. Elusive Man, 9. Andy Cox, 4. And then Lou, 13. Yeah.
Andy.
Phil Taylor, 22. And me, 31. Chipper Spice, 8. Luciano, 19. Chris Jackson, 20. Very close. But yeah. And that means we have a top three of Adam on 64. Defoe is back up into second, 52. And Lewis dropped to third, 51 points.
That's a good win for me to beat Lewis on that. That's good.
Yeah, you're in up to 7th, joint 6th, effectively.
I've been up and down that list.
Yeah, it's not fair. You lost 4 points off second. So, you know.
Yeah.
I am 6 points ahead of Dave now. That's where I'm measuring my season in the head-to-head league. Level with Andy Cox. We're both struggling, shall we say, in the old head-to-head. So, yeah, no games this weekend. We have everyone's favourite international break. International friendlies. And, well, there was a good game from Wales last night, if you're Welsh. They won 4-1.
Were they playing Poland?
They played Finland. They had a playoff against Finland. It was a one-leg playoff in Wales, so they got lucky and got the home leg, I guess. But they won 4-1, so they now play Poland in the final sort of playoff position for the Euros. Oh. And Ukraine won. I saw. I didn't see anything else in their playoff, so they've got to play somebody. I can't remember who. So yeah, and then England are playing Brazil tomorrow at Wembley, I think. Yeah, Wembley, and then we've got Belgium. 2 shit teams to play in the next week in the warm-up for the Euros. Should dispatch them with no problem.
Belgium
Brazil
and
Belgium. Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Both 2 of the shittest teams in the world, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Well, where's England ranked now? 3rd in the world right now? 2nd or 3rd?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Brazil's only 7th, I think.
Really? Fucking shit, aren't they?
Yes.
Bruno Guimaraes said, he said, the structure of England is better, but he doesn't think our players are any better. I think I'd definitely take a couple of their players over some of ours. I'll take Vinicius Jr. He can become English. Yeah, that'd be pretty amazing. Yeah, Bruno himself is pretty good as well.
There should be a couple.
Better than Jordan Henderson, anyway.
We should be wanting to take if we could.
You know, you heard all the controversy this week?
And probably not. I'm so out of touch I catch glimpses of the news. Is
Oh,
Kate
huge
missing
news.
or something?
What?
Is Kate missing or something like
Kate?
that? I
What are you
keep
talking
seeing.
about? No, I'm not talking about that bullshit. I'm talking about football. We know what's up with Kate now. She come out with what's up with her. She's having cancer
she?
treatment, so we're not making any jokes about that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she's obviously quite poorly. I don't know. I didn't read it. I just saw the headlines. That was enough. I was like, okay, whatever. Hope she's all right. Not because she's a royal, but because it's shit for anyone.
Because you're a human being and
Exactly.
you have some compassion in your soul,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You don't need
Yeah.
to.
Where was I going?
What's
the
the other news
controversy.
that I've missed?
The controversy football-wise with England.
Oh, something about the shirts or something.
Yeah, they've made
I read that today.
a cheeky, playful update to this cross of St George, so it upset all the wrong people. So,
Well,
Is it supposed to be a cross of St George?
well,
Yeah,
they
it's
don't normally
normally-
have one. They don't normally have one on there, I don't think. Well, they
I've
might
got
have done
a
it. Most
shirt
recent ones.
with it on the back.
The one that we won the
before.
World Cup in didn't have one. Put it that way.
Who says it's a St George?
Well, it is.
Well, he's not
Might just be a
English anyway,
random red
so I don't know what the
cross.
fucking problem is.
They're all
Like Jesus was English,
qualified
weren't he?
medical professionals.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's just it's great advertising for Nike. Like,
Yes.
absolutely.
The
Considering the most
£125 tops are flying off the shelves.
expensive shirt ever.
They're all the same though. There's like, well, they're not all the same. There's now like a football shirt, and then there's like the premium version, which looks exactly the fucking same as the non-premium version, but it's 40 quid more. Like, you could buy a £120 Liverpool top if you want.
I think there's also like a stadium T-shirt, like a
There's
replica
fucking
of a.
tons of stuff.
It's just. I can't. I don't.
It's almost like
understand
idiots just keep buying them.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Nike are putting out what the market will support, right? And if the market won't support it, Nike won't be selling it. That's
Unless you
as
want an
simple as
England
it-
goalkeeper's top as a lady. They did end up doing those in the end. I don't know if that's nice.
Why? What was that?
Oh, well, you couldn't buy the goalkeeping top for the ladies
The ladies.
during
Yeah,
the
World
what
Cup,
was the last thing we did? Was it the World Cup? Yeah, it was World Cup. Was it World Cup or Euros? I can't remember. Whatever the last thing was, you could buy all the kits except you couldn't buy the goalkeeper top. And then she said it's not really on that you can't buy the goalkeeper top if you're a girl. And then there was a massive stink about it, and then they made some. So, but apparently I heard that football shirts, if you buy them, they don't really depreciate in value if you don't wear them. If you keep them, they just keep their value, or if anything, they go increase in value. So if, for example, you buy one of these ones with the multicoloured cross on, and then they end up making one that's just a red one, and then all of the knobheads buy the red one because they won't buy the multicoloured one. Then if you've got the multicoloured one, it's probably worth fucking loads of money.
Yeah.
So there we go.
We could buy one and say the cross was on upside down.
Yeah.
And then like there's a manufacturing defect, and it'd like triple the price.
Yeah. So yeah.
But you take it out of the wrapper and put it back in upside down.
But
right, yeah?
in the meantime,
Yeah.
you can't get an appointment at the doctor, or fucking can't get a dentist and all that shit. So there's nothing more important going on in this country.
Oh, I know. Every time I turn on the news, it's like something just so mundane and not newsworthy on there. And today it was government and MPs talking about the fucking Nike England football.
Get on with your fucking
shirts.
jobs, you twats.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, get back on with your job.
So
Shut
if someone
your mouth.
asks them a question, then I guess they have to fucking answer it.
Get your
At
nose
least
out
they
the-
actually give a fucking answer for that question.
Yeah, right.
Makes a fucking change. There we go. There's
Go
the
back up
politics
into
out
the
the way.
city and put your nose in the trough.
Yeah. It's all right. They'll all be looking for new jobs in fucking whenever it happens this year.
Anyone built their guillotine yet? Cut off the
This
heads
is
of the
not
rich.
France. We don't do that shit here. We just go, oh, this is not on, is it? It's just not on, and then carry on.
We got it, Ian. Yes, it's just not cricket, is it?
No, certainly not.
I shall. Oh, I'm going to write a letter.
Yeah, that'll do a lot. Or maybe I'll just like this post on Facebook. Yeah, that'll fucking show him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like and share it. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep. All right. Any more football?
I don't know. We stopped talking about football a while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, whatever. What about the fantasy F1? Is there anything we need to talk about there?
F1's back on this weekend. We've had a week off. because there was no race last week, obviously.
A week off.
A week off. Excuse me.
That was a break and a week off.
Yeah.
A break off.
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
got driver
deadline.
change action required.
That's all right. You probably didn't change it last week.
Sainz. Yeah. If you had
Science is
Beerman on.
back in. Behrman's out. Behrman came in, or Beerman, as people kept calling him. I don't know why, because it's
Behrman.
clearly Behrman. Yeah, he came in for Carlos last week in Saudi. Did very well. The boy, 18 years old. Imagine that, driving a Ferrari, like Formula 1 car at 18. Crazy.
Well, just a Ferrari.
Well, yeah, I wasn't 18, but you can't, like, one of my boys' mates at football, he was the last game of their season, he couldn't attend because he was doing a track day, got to drive a fucking Porsche and Aston Martin and fucking something else. He's like 15.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Ah, it's a track, innit? Legal.
Yeah, you
Not
don't have to-
illegal,
Well, yeah.
No.
I don't know what the insurance is, but yeah. Let's not start talking about that. Fuck me, we'll be here all day. Yeah, so
do we need to worry about?
if you didn't change
Yeah,
for Behrman
qualifying.
last week, Carlos is back this week, basically. Well, he is at the minute anyway. And what there is to know is qualifying's at 4 a.m. UK time on Saturday morning because it's in Australia, which is the other side of the fucking world. So
I start watching
if
that
less,
at 11 at night for me.
yeah. So you'll be able to watch the hour of ish of qualifying before you go to bed if you want, or you'll be in bed probably tucked up nicely already. Won't
Oh,
you?
I'll be well fast asleep by that point.
Yeah. So
Dreaming of cars. I'll be going thinking of them to put me to sleep.
yeah. So yeah, race is at 5 on Sunday. If you're interested in watching the race in UK time, that'll be
UK time.
1
5
a.m.
in the
for you.
morning.
1 in the
Yeah,
morning
yeah.
for you lot, yeah. So not great times, but you'll at least be able to do any changes. Like I know, for example, there's only going to be one Williams car in the race this weekend because Alex Albon had a bit of a bonk in one of the practice sessions, totally fucking trashed his car.
Oh, is they not go that?
Because he's so much better than the other Williams driver, they've put him in the other car. So,
That's
because
funny because I've got Williams as one of my.
yeah, so you might want to get rid of Williams because you're getting half the points basically this weekend. Well, not that they get
I've
many
got
points
Albon.
anyway. Yeah, Albon's the one. He's the one. He crashed it today, but he's taken his mate's car because he's like 3 seconds.
That's
lap
harsh, isn't it?
quicker. He's not that much quicker. No, to be fair, that's actually like on one lap pace. The cars do appear to be quite a lot closer this year. But then when it comes to a race, that like even though they're like 0.5 of a second or whatever, Verstappen still wins by half the fucking like half a track because he's just still the one fucking low quicker. Although he's not topped the timing so far this weekend, but I'm sure he'll win the race. Be fucking pole position, blah blah blah, as per usual.
Right.
But yeah, I haven't kept up with any of the like Red Bull nonsense. What's going on this weekend? I haven't tuned into anything this weekend so far because I've been working.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
during the daytime.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's move on then to listener stuff. We have a couple. So, friend of the show, Column says, with the latest rumors of a PS5 Pro, do you think we need a Pro? It only seems like yesterday the PS5 was like gold dust.
So we ordered another question from Master Blackthorn, which is on exactly the same subject. So I don't know if you want to read this.
Yeah, so Master Blackthorn said, hello chaps, what do you think of the supposedly confirmed specs of the upcoming PS5 Pro? Do you think Sony has made a mistake only increasing CPU clocks by 200 megahertz, considering that most new game releases have been massively crippling on CPUs at launch? Dragon's Dogma 2 being the latest CPU destroyer. The GPU in it reportedly 33 teraflops, which isn't really 3 times more powerful, but I'm sure Sony will frame it that way. Do you think that only allowing PS5 Pro leg day at the gym and neglecting everything else will mean it'll be a bit of an underwhelming upgrade this time around, especially after how excellent last gen's PS4 Pro was? Ta-ta for now, butties. Yeah, that's quite the question.
There's a lot of detail, but basically,
Yeah.
it's about PS5 Pro. Do we need a PS5 Pro?
I think we need to selectively. It's funny actually; these questions got asked. I mean, I missed all the news on it, but I'm in, and like I say, I'm in this other Discord with these other guys who are pretty hardcore in the industry. They haven't one of the channels is Industry Talk, and I mean they were deep diving into all this stuff. And it's so beyond me. I had no idea half the stuff they're talking about. I mean, the teraflops and the clock speeds and all that sort of stuff. Honestly, it means nothing to me. I could blag my way through
Call
it.
yourself a PC gamer. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any experience of the PS4 Pro,
No,
so I don't know.
I didn't really use my PS4 that much, to be honest. PS5's been getting some love, but yeah, I don't know. Like, it feels a bit like, why not just make a PS6? I guess. Well, I don't know. Like, the PS5's been selling so well. Why would you want to like fuck it up by bringing something else into the market? I don't know. Maybe the people who bought a PS5 early will go and buy a PS5 Pro because they're fucking Loonatunes. But if no one takes advantage of whatever's in there, then what's the fucking point? It's just going to pay more for the same thing, for same experience than you would if you bought a normal PS5.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't see the news. So are they changing the whole thing? Is going to look different, like they?
I don't think
like
so.
before.
I assume it will look like a PS5, but have I don't know,
something
a
improved.
fucking massive dildo on the top or something bizarre.
I don't know.
Just to distinguish it from the one that's already out. I don't know.
I think the odd thing is, I don't know what to make of it. I don't even know if the industry knows what to make of it. I don't know what I don't think the industry.
It's a pain, isn't it? Because we've already had the Xbox hoo-ha with there being the Series S and X, the two-tiered system. People moaning about how much of a ball ache it is to make sure things work on the S as well as the X. So are we just... Whereas the base PS5 is obviously going to be better than the S, but you're still going to have two versions now required for a PlayStation, expectively, I guess.
I would imagine someone like Sony has to be concerned in the back of their mind. Obviously we want, what we really want is some sort of standardization, right? Where people, like you say, where we, like people were annoyed. We had two versions of this and we've got two versions of this. This doesn't run on here. Console players like it simple, right? Yeah. Give me the console. I mean, we're different. We're PC gamers. We can, I was thinking about this last night and it's just like, consoles cannot, I don't see consoles disappearing until the biggest threat to a console disappearing is PCs becoming simple, which just by their very nature, they aren't.
No.
So the console has to exist. But now if you get into, ideally what you want is lots of standardization. So everything can run and is backward compatible or whatnot. But that fucks Sony over, doesn't it? I mean, they need the hardware sales.
But they believe in generations. Oh, he's gone, hasn't he, that guy?
Who is that? Oh,
Jim Ryan.
Yeah.
Right.
And they want people will, I think that the psychology of people go, I want to get a PlayStation 5. There's a Pro out now. That's 50 quid more. I'll spend the 50 quid because it's the Pro. Well, yeah, whatever. But I will spend the extra to get the better version of it. So it's just how people's minds work. Or
there's other people will be like, that one's cheaper. I'm buying that one because it does all the same things you say. Yeah, well, I'll buy the cheap one then.
Yeah. So it either incentivizes people's impulse purchase. Go, oh, buy the cheap one, or I want to spend a bit. I don't know. I think there's a mentality thing about it as well. It's not only about how much better it is. It's just the premium version.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dave. I think that's what it is more than anything else, right?
Are they just going to be getting people who bought a PS5 already to buy a PS5 Pro?
I don't
like
think
the early adopters.
I think there is a market. I think that is one of the bigger markets, though, is all the guys who are just all over stuff as soon as the new and shiny is coming out, who've got the disposable income.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe give their old ones to sell them or pass them on.
Yeah.
And second purchase.
I don't know. PS5's been doing very, very well, hasn't it? It's like outpacing the PS4 or something, isn't it? I'm like, this whole generation, considering how this generation started, was an absolute fucking nightmare. And you couldn't get, like Colm said, like, you couldn't get a PS5 or an Xbox at the beginning because they were just couldn't make them. There's no chips and all that shit. So I don't know. Seems a bit mental.
Terrible.
I don't know what's the problem with the PS5. Why do you need a Pro?
I don't want a PS5. You know what? I don't need. I don't want a Pro. I mean, this is back to the. I don't know. This just continually keep pushing and trying to milk some sort of advantage that appeals to us. You know, there's nothing. Sorry, no offense, guys, but 200 megahertz clock speeds, 33 terabytes. Nobody gives a shit, do they? Does anybody really like? Obviously there are people who give a shit, like the people who are writing the emails, right? But where's what did we give a shit about before when we had new consoles? Was like, holy shit, that looks amazing, a generational leap, and it's doing stuff that was never done before, or there's a tremendous movement forward in doing things way better than they did before, e.g. changing controllers or better audio or better whatever. But right now, the best we're getting is, you might see some dust if you go through that cavern. And well, guess what, everyone? You can pay another $100 and the dust is going to look even better, right? It's just fucking, come on. What I want is give me a cheap PS5. Give me a PS5 that's half the size,
You've already got a PS5. You don't want to have another PS5.
Yeah, I do. If somebody could put in front of me another PS5 that was a good price, but right now the PS5,
I did less.
The PS5 is expensive, right? It's an expensive console.
But how much is the Pro going to be? Are they going to drop the price of the PS5 when the Pro comes out? No,
I can't see that. No.
I'll tell you now, no.
I don't know. I just feel like, Jesus, we've gone mental. Like, at what point do we not think that is a lot of money for a piece of kit, right? And we're not. No one's standing around going, my PS5 is anyone standing around saying their PS5 is shit and it's time for a refresh? I
don't know. Honestly, I haven't. I mean, I haven't bought I don't play every game that comes out on the PS5 to know. I don't read the press enough or the websites to know if there's problems with games coming out on PS5. I don't ever remember seeing a massive stink about something not working very well on the PS5. If anything, like games, don't they just work better on there anyway? Usually, even though the Xbox is supposedly more powerful.
I don't know. Call it a 6. Make sure everything is backwards compatible, and then we can just move on.
Yeah, but then it's not a big enough leap for a 6 by the sound of it, is it?
Yeah. I don't know what the next leap's going to be.
8K 60.
Oh no, I don't know. No, I can't see that happening.
Well, it will eventually. Just when?
Yeah.
And how much you want to pay for it?
Not for 10
years. When it becomes a reasonable price for it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the price of those TVs are now, but I'm not even thinking about. I don't need an 8K TV. What the fuck?
An 8K TV.
I can barely tell the difference between like 4K and normal 1080p.
Well, you can definitely tell, but
I tell you what though, I was playing what was it? Dead Space. I think I was playing Dead Space at 1080p, and then I played it at 4K. And honestly, yes, if I tried, I was seeing differences, and I go, that little red dot there is a little bit more better defined on the new TV.
Yeah, but what was generating the image for you? Your PC or your Xbox Series S?
Yeah. I think it was the S, but the S was still outputting it 4K.
Yeah, it's outputting at 4K, but it's upscaling it and all sorts of nonsense, isn't it?
That's where it's
but isn't that
complicated, isn't it? Like upscaled 4K or
Isn't that one of the things they're talking about with this FSR or FSR or something?
FSR
like
is the AMD whatever.
Isn't that upscaling or something?
Yeah, it's been around for ages though. It's on PCs and like the new. I thought that was a PS6 thing. They're going to have their own upscalers in PS6, not PS5 Pro. Or maybe they're having in the Pro. I don't know. But then that's like tech that isn't in the games. It's not in the software that's been written already. So
I don't know.
Why don't they just make it a PC that runs all the PC games, but just like a bog standard?
Yeah, probably Steam OS.
That anyway,
we can call it a Steam box.
Aren't they just little PCs with like a custom OS, basically?
I think that's just the biggest threat, isn't it, to place? Wouldn't you say that's got to be the biggest threat to PlayStation? Is that?
I don't think it's a big enough threat.
Is something being produced?
Maybe there are more PCs
that cracks open, cracks a leak in their universe or whatever, and people start leaking out of it. Going to another.
Like we don't get numbers. We get numbers of sales, but like recently, Steam keeps breaking its concurrent records again about the number of people online at the same time. It was 36 million or something, and that sounds like a lot of people to be all online at the same time, because there's obviously like people who aren't online that still have PCs at the same time. But I don't know. They've worked 50 odd million PlayStation 5s. There was over 110 million whatever PS4s. I don't know how many of those people are all online. So you don't get the numbers of like, there was 55 million people on PlayStation Network at the same time. You don't get that, do you? So I don't know. PCs are growing, but is that like the handheld PCs and things like that are like becoming in like a bit of a lower price entry point for people, like the Steam Deck, and then there's the ROG Ally and what have you. They're not selling huge numbers, but they sold over a million Steam Decks. They probably people who had PCs or had PCs in the past that may have got back in, but you know, everyone's playing Balatro at the same time on their Steam Deck as they're playing something else on their PC. That's why their concurrents are going up for Steam.
The Balatro deck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't know.
Is it touchscreen? Your Steam Deck? I can't remember.
It is.
And when you play Balatro, do you touchscreen it?
Yeah, brilliant. It's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
Do you have special gloves so you don't leave smudges all over the screen?
No, it's all.
Yeah, you have to keep cleaning it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I
don't know if we answered that. No, I'm not. No. Yeah. So Master Blackthorn and Colm. Sorry, I don't think we answered that well at all.
Well, we'd have a good old chat about it anyway.
We had a go though.
Yeah. I don't. Anyway, to basically say, I don't think a Pro is necessary for sure, and I don't think they'll regret it because people will still buy them.
There will be people who buy.
The only thing they probably regret PlayStation is making VR2, because they've stopped making those because they can't sell the ones they've already made. So that's a fucking dodo.
Yeah, that could be.
Although apparently you're going to be able to use it on PCs, which is good. Because apparently it's a very good headset. But probably one of the most comfortable and high spec headsets there are. But obviously you can only use it on a PS5. But yeah.
All right.
What headset's supposed to be?
PSVR 2.
PSVR 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, the actual VR headset. Okay. No, I haven't kept up with my. I haven't even plugged in my new one on my headset on my new computer.
No.
Still.
What
headset you got?
Oculus Rift.
Wow, that's old school, man.
Yeah, it's an old one. Yeah.
Did that have OLED?
They're getting plugged in again, is it?
I got an Oculus Quest 2. Oh, it's not. Is it Oculus Quest? No, Meta Quest 2. I don't know. It might have been an Oculus Quest when I bought it. I can't fucking remember.
We've got Oculus Quest 2.
But apparently the 3 is good.
Yeah.
Like, it's very good. And you don't have to wear it when you go out in your Cybertruck either. To look like an absolute knobhead. So.
Oh, what's the point then? All right, let's move on to what we've been doing. Neil, you have nothing there, which means you probably have something.
Well, I've changed my job. That's about it. That's the only thing that's really happened this week. So I'm now transitioning from working nights into working days. I've done a week of days. Did a load of overtime the other day. Did a full day, 8-5.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You wouldn't know what it's like.
No idea.
So I'm a greengrocer effectively now. I don't take
yeah?
any money at checkouts though. I just put it all on the shelves. It's pretty cool.
All
So
right.
I get my exercise still, like hoofing carrots around and stuff like that. Big boxes of carrots, like 16, 17 kilos. So
What's your favourite veg to hoof around?
To hoof around? I don't know. Yeah. Exercise-wise, it's probably a good case of loose carrots. They're heavy, but they hurt my back a bit. But I don't know. What's the nicest looking veg? I don't touch. Well, I'll tell you, the first day,
on the melons?
The first day, I thought I might have earned myself the nickname Banana Man because I literally spent fucking most of my 4-hour shift just filling fucking bananas because it's busy on a Sunday. And it's just like, fill them up, go and do something else for 5 minutes, come back and go, fuck me, they need to do it again. So I just like filled bananas. So yeah, awesome. That's me. That was me on Sunday.
That's our show title, you know that,
what,
right?
What? Filling bananas?
Banana Man.
Banana Man, yeah. There was something else I thought of as well. Can't remember, but it was work related.
How was your sleep schedule.
Yeah, so last
your
night,
body
in
clock.
the evenings, I have been quite tired, and I fucked it the other night because I took my son to football, and instead of getting out to watch, which I probably should have done, I sat in the car, and within 10 minutes, I fell asleep for about half an hour. I was like, oh, fuck, and woke up. I was like, bollocks. So that was Tuesday night. So I ended up late Tuesday night, and then just slept in Wednesday morning. But last night, I was sitting here, and my fucking eyes were fucking like drooping. I was like, it's like 11:30, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go to bed. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. So by midnight, it's the first time in a long time I was in bed before midnight. And I slept all fucking night until everyone was getting up at 7 o'clock to sort the kids and stuff. And except I was like, I just like, nope, I'm not getting up. I fucking went back to sleep till 9 o'clock. I was fucked. I was like, yes, I feel good. I had a good old sleep for the first time in fuck knows how long. So yeah, I've been sleeping better, which is good. So I'm feeling better.
It's a lot healthier, isn't it?
Yeah, I've drunk far too much beer this last week, which is what I said I didn't want to do. So now I'm like, need to stick to Fridays and Mondays because they're the nights before my days off.
Did you say that today on Friday?
I said that, yeah. So hopefully I need to remember that.
I'm only going to drink today, and then you can say the same thing tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to drink tomorrow night. Sunday I may have a couple though because I don't go until 2 o'clock on a Monday, and it's Sunday afternoon.
Good beers on a Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday beers,
dinner.
they were always double as tasty.
Maybe have some wine.
Sunday beers to me, they were like a forbidden fruit, right? They always tasted so good because each one you're like, I definitely should not be drinking another one of these. And then by the time it came to the afternoon and you've been in the pub for most of the day and you're fucking hammered, oh, it's great.
Yeah, I have to cook for dinner though on Sunday, so I won't be getting hammered. But I mean, like, just a long, protracted drinking session. But yeah, I need to knock that on the head a bit because I ain't lost any weight this week, despite doing a lot of exercise. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's nice to see people around.
There you go. See daylight too, eh?
Yeah, that's the main thing. Usually, well, I used to, there is something to be said from walking out of work and the sun's just coming up, and you're like, oh, that looks quite nice, and then you have to go to bed, which is the shit part. But I could just get up really early when the sun comes up.
Coming out of a club.
Yeah, exactly. Except you've just finished work.
Straight.
So yeah, that was. I won't say I missed it, but it was quite nice. It's like to come out and go, oh, what a lovely morning it is. And the sun, literally, it's like sort of twilight. It's like getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And by the time you get home, it's like full on daylight. It's like, yeah, the sunrise is a nice time of day.
For someone who has done that sort of odd hours, do you ever see any weird shit? Like
what?
The weird people out at the weird times.
Well, that's just working at Tesco's. There's always weird people around. Doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Weird people, I guess.
Or any fucking supermarket. You always have some strange ones in.
All right.
But yeah, so that's basically
everyone needs to go to a supermarket, don't they?
Yes. Some people may not be allowed to come back though.
All right. Anything else?
Negative.
Anything else you want to get off your chest? All right, I'll go next then. I have been doing some PC twerking, apparently, which is now some PC tweaking. I've been firing up Steam on my PC up here, and it's taking ages to load. And of course, I've got my PC downstairs. So this is an office PC, right? But I just happened to throw in my old when I built this PC, I built it with the no graphics card. So I threw a graphics card in it, and then I've got my main PC downstairs. I boot up my main PC downstairs, play Steam, everything's fast. Go, go, go. I play Steam up here, and Steam just sits there, and I get nothing for about 5 seconds or whatever, 10 seconds before Steam starts to run. And I was like, I should really look into this. Why is this? This is a bit stupid. So I thought, you know what? I don't remember overclocking my RAM or sorting out my RAM speeds. I'll double check that. I thought I'd done it. I went in. I hadn't done that. So my RAM was running at 2400 instead of 3200, which it should be. So I did that, and it still didn't solve the problem. Although it did seem to be a little bit faster. Can you guess what the issue was? Anyone?
Hard drive full?
I'll start to put you on the right path. I put a graphics card into this machine. And
Oh,
then
it wasn't
didn't have the
using-
right
it wasn't using the
drivers.
integrated
I,
graphics.
I didn't disable the integrated graphics.
Yeah.
So I'm still using the graphics card, but it's also running the integrated graphics driver as well. So I disabled the integrated graphics driver.
See,
this
I've
afternoon.
got. I didn't realise this because when I bought my new CPU, it has. This is new to AMD because you had to buy this. You've got an AMD Ryzen whatever with a G on the end, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
you had to buy special versions, or like the G versions of graphics of CPUs to have any sort of graphics capability, whereas Intel's have always had them built in. We can now buy Intels without, I believe. I think they're the KFs or whatever. So they're
Yeah,
clock
that's right,
timers.
right.
KFs. I think- Yeah.
They've got rid of. They can buy CPUs without an internal GPU, but because they're always shit basically, and they just basically run the screen to make you get an image. But this one, the 7800X 3D or the 7000 series, they've all got inbuilt GPUs, and I was like, I was like, when I was looking at some stuff here, it's like, why? What the fuck? Why does it keep telling me I've got a Radeon GPU? I haven't got a Radeon GPU. I've got a fucking Nvidia, but the Nvidia one would also be listed. And I was like, but I only use the Nvidia one generally. Like, obviously, that's where everything's plugged in and it does all the work. But like,
Yeah.
don't know. Do I need to do something with mine?
If you go into your device manager and then you look at display adapters, I think it is.
Yeah.
It'll show you. It should show you two drivers. So it'll show you your Intel graphics driver, and it'll show you your graphics card.
Yeah.
It'll list the pair of them, and you can disable the one you're not using.
Do
right?
I
That's
need
what
to
did.
disable it though? I don't know. Do I?
You might be surprised what happens, but I mean, if you but it's probably best to disable it. There's no point in. Maybe you don't. I don't know how Intel works.
I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not in Intel. I'm on a Ryzen.
Oh, you're on a Ryzen?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would go
But it's a
disable it then.
7000. Yeah. I'll have to
Does
have
your
a look.
Steam boot up
Yeah.
super straight away? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've not noticed it being particularly slow.
Well, that's the funny thing. See, I noticed it because I've got the machine downstairs, right? So I was like, hang on a second. This one is just as new. You know,
Yeah.
okay, the graphics card is a little bit older, but I mean, the CPU is pretty much the equivalent on both of them. So why is it not? And it turned out to be the integrated graphics. So there we go.
Interesting. Maybe because I've never actually
I'm
used
look
the
at mine
integrated
now.
graphics.
Yeah.
I've never actually like used the integrated graphics, despite them being there. I don't know. Maybe it's not doing anything weird. I don't know.
Might be a little something you can turn off for a little bit of gain. Who knows? Do some benchmarking.
A little look at that.
See what frames and things you're getting or startup times. But it was a known problem, so I looked it up.
Oh, I see. I'll tell you one thing I have done because you've heard me moan when we're playing Hunt Showdown.
Ever.
Nothing. We're running at 120 FPS now. This is the 2K screen that I'm running on. That's 2560 by 1440. People who've got PS5s and Xbox Series X might even know what that means now because that's a thing. But yeah, so I'm running at 120 frames usually, and then every now and again, Hunt Showdown just goes, no, for some reason I'm going to start running at 25 frames per second. You're like, what the fuck is going on? It's running like total garbage. And then a couple of minutes later, it'll be like, bang, back up to 120. And I'm like, well, what the fuck was going on there?
Sounds like an integrated graphics issue.
No, I don't know, because it doesn't do it regularly. It's just random. And I've turned on Windows game mode. Touch wood. It hasn't happened since I turned on Windows because I think my PC is doing some fucking random shit in the background while I'm playing. I suspect, and it's just like, what are you doing? Why is this something running like shit? So I don't know, but yeah, maybe that'll solve it. I've got Windows game mode on, so we'll see how that goes because it's supposed to stop your PC doing shit like run a virus scan while you're in the middle of playing a game.
Oh yeah,
so
it could be.
We'll see.
This is why we need consoles, people.
Well, no, that's why people have consoles, not why I need a console.
No, it's true. Yeah, I had a busy week. I was at my trade show. We have a trade show here in Toronto every 2 years. So that was this week. So I was down there a couple of days.
Is that where you're doing your twerking?
That was where I was doing my twerking. No, I was doing my PC twerking here. Yeah, I went down to the show. It's good. So, it's a trade show, whatever. But in the evening, last night, we went to a do at the Hockey Hall of Fame, which is down in Toronto. So, it was very impressive. I can't recall that I've ever been in there. And so I went, they company rented it out, put it on. It was rammed, full of people, full of industry guys and
How's your
girls.
throat?
Not too bad. I'm okay. My colleague was losing his voice last night, but he was a good few beers in and talking quite loudly.
Right.
But it was neat. I mean, the Hockey
what
Hall
sort of convention he'd been to when you started asking him about his throat.
Well, really, Neil. Yeah. So anyway, the Hockey Hall of Fame. If you're ever in Toronto, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a hockey fan, it's pretty interesting, and it gives you a real sense of just how much people in this country love hockey. Right? I mean, it's so steeped in Canadian tradition.
Did anybody dress up to go to it?
Well, no.
Not
I
one
mean,
of
there
those
are a few people walking around. I mean, it doesn't matter. Wherever you go, you're going to see people walk around in hockey shirts anyway. So we would dress up normally.
That's just dressing.
But they also got in. It's typical with these industry things. They get like the people who rented this out. I mean, they must have spent a fortune anyway. So it's all free booze and free food and whatever, and it's
free weed.
Fine. No free weed, no.
We'll give it a few years, maybe.
Lame.
We've just got these gummies on the side here for you.
Free food and free booze. I didn't drink anything. I didn't eat anything in there either.
What?
Yeah. Well, we've been for dinner before, so. Yeah, and then normally at these industry dues, they wheel out. I've seen it before. A number of the counter days or trade shows that I've been to, or minor trade shows around it. They'll hire in an ex Toronto Maple Leafs player, and they'll put him in a little booth, and he'll sign autographs, and all the contractors are, or people, whatever, all.
You'd have to take fucking loads of photos.
Yeah, well, they want to take photos. They know the Leafs. They're all big hockey fans and all this sort of stuff.
It's not like in a Pope-mobile or anything. Just sort of.
No. This is Canada. It's fine. He's just sitting there on a plastic lawn chair behind a desk. And so it's funny because I was telling Stan, I said, "Oh yeah, I got to go to this do tonight. No doubt they're gonna wheel out some hockey players who I've never heard of or whatever." And lo and behold, they had like a stage set up there, and they had two hockey players up on the stage. And I was just like,
"Oh, they do a little spiel."
There's the two. No, they don't do anything like that. There's just a come and have your photograph taken or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Well, there's the two hockey players who've rolled out. And then I said to somebody, who are these guys then? I never know who they are. And the guy goes, oh, yeah, that's Doug Gilmour and that's Daryl Sittler. And I went, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I know I met Doug Gilmour in 1987, right? His team, And Daryl Sittler is just like a legend, hockey legend from when I was a kid. I was like, are you shitting me? Jumped straight in the queue. Yeah, I'm in there. I got my photograph taken with Daryl and Doug. I was sitting there doing Doug. Yeah, man, I met you in 1987. And honestly, I have never, it's so strange. I'm so cynical about it all. And yet the fact that I met Doug Gilmour, who I'd met back in the 80s when I was like 16 or whatever like that. And, he signed a Team Canada thing that I had. And it meant
when you were 16,
it meant a lot to me. Even when I was 16, it meant a lot to me, right? As a sort of like a Canadian, particularly as I was visiting back in Canada when that happened, and I missed it. And then like Daryl Sittler, like he was a legend when I was younger than that, when I lived in Canada as a kid, and so it's just sort of like this nostalgia wave, just came right over me, like it, almost felt like being a kid again. It was just amazing. And the guy who I was with, he was nearly in tears. He was so overwhelmed by the fact that these two guys were there. Like it was just, it's really interesting, and they're not even, I wouldn't even say they're my they're not my childhood heroes or anything like that. They're just, I think it's just that they give you such a rush of emotion from when you were a kid, that, holy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was 10 years old, like, these people were untouchable gods who were on the television who,
It's a bit like when Frank Bruno asked me where the jam was in Tesco.
Exactly. Or when like Dave passed Debbie Harry the mustard.
Yeah.
So they'll behaving themselves. They weren't telling people to F off and giving people.
They must have been getting paid well.
No. They were very, very pleasant. I mean, I don't really know too much about them. I can't remember much on it, But Cameron my buddy Cameron knew a lot about them, and he was just sort of saying how Gilmour was his nickname I think was Doug the Killer Gilmour. Right?
Nice.
So he was, he was a bit of a tough guy. Yeah, he wasn't a goon, I don't think, but he was the Maple Leaf captain. I think they were both captains of the Maple Leafs. So that is a big deal, right? That's a huge deal in this area for sure. So yeah, it was neat, something different, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was excellent.
Didn't feel any bananas while you were there, though.
Do you know, bizarrely, you say that. I had a banana in my pocket the whole time.
Did you?
I'd forgotten.
Was it
I'd
really a
forgotten.
banana?
It was a banana. I'd forgotten about it. I took it in the morning and forgot to eat it, and it was in my pocket. I ate it this morning. So there you go.
Was it brown?
That's why you're getting all the looks from the ladies.
Some of the men too, Dave. Come on. Let's be inclusive.
Baron's in the chat. It says, "Did you kiss the cup?"
I have a picture
I
next.
don't know what that means.
Yeah, so the Stanley Cup is there. When you go in the door, the Stanley Cup was there. I do have a picture of the Stanley Cup here. This is a picture of all of us with the boys. You can just barely see that. There's me on the next to Doug Gilmour, and look, Daryl Sittler's got. Look, Daryl Sittler's got two hands on my shoulders.
Wow.
You almost look like a coach.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you look very smart there.
But I did touch the Stanley Cup. Yes. Yeah.
Didn't kiss it though.
So that's cool.
That was a bit weird.
I don't know if they would have liked that if I. I mean, maybe they would have let me. I don't know. Did
you say, "Can I kiss it?"
No, I didn't even think about it, to be honest. And I don't know if I'd want to. I'd be like,
how many lips?
Who's kissed that already? Yeah, no.
Where's that been? Ooh.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat. Yeah, I highly recommend that as a visit. And I'm not a massive hockey fan. I could have walked around there and looked at it for a few hours out all the stuff they had. It was neat.
Mm. Did you invent hockey in Canada? Sorry, yeah. Go on, Dave.
Yeah, this is all work. Sorry.
Did Canadians invent ice hockey? Or was that?
I'm not sure. I know the Stanley Cup comes from Lord Stanley, who was like governor of the Dominion before Canada. It was like the Dominion of Canada, and I think he started it. But I'm not sure. I believe the first world champions, or England has won the world championship back in the day, right? Oh yeah, that's right. I think England. If you go back and look, I think like.
What did they? Were they ever displaying the cross of St. George in its traditional colours?
Yeah, but it was in like it wasn't in the traditional colours, Neil. There was uproar, I tell you. They stopped thinking about those ankles that were on display and raised their pitchforks about that. I think Canada won the World Championships in ice hockey one of the years, or maybe a couple of the years, because by association, Canadians could play for England, so they just pulled a load of Canadians over.
Apparently, Lord Stanley was from Preston. I don't know if that's Preston, England, or Preston, wherever.
No. Yeah, he was English, so he was the I think he was the Earl of Derbyshire or something, wasn't he? Or he went back and inherited.
That's not Preston, Lancashire, maybe, is it? Preston, I feel like that's. I don't know if that's in Lancashire.
Sorry, somebody will have to look at that. I don't know. Anyway, he was an Earl. I think he went back.
Do your own work.
I think there was something like he never saw the Stanley Cup that was named after him contested properly because he got called back to be an Earl or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I guess he could have moved.
We all know more about this hockey and the Stanley
education
Cup than when we started.
But that's pretty much when your mastermind comes up.
Yeah. And that's probably about it that I can think. Oh, no, I got something else. I'm going to talk about pinball and what we've been playing, I think. Fuck it. I'll talk about it now. I went to pinball on Tuesday, league night. So I just talk about my league night. Third league night, just toilet. I think I lost a game, then I came second, then I lost. And then the fifth game, because I was last, I got to pick the fifth game. And I picked Genesis, which just so happens to be... Yeah, so I played this again. So I'm going to pick Genesis again because Noel was in my group. He owns the Genesis machine. This is not why I picked it. I just picked it because I wanted to play it. But it just so happens Noel was in the group that we were playing. He'd won every game except the one on his own machine, which I beat him on. So, yes, that made it all worthwhile. So I spoiled his perfect run by beating him on his own machine. That's just that made my night. So I didn't do very well, but that one win at the end that made up for it big time. So that was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you also get participation points as well. So
Yeah, well, you get point, for turning up is good, so that's for sure. So maybe I can keep that going and be back there next Tuesday for the 4th round and see how we go.
How many weeks is it? Is it running for
7
weeks? 7 weeks. Ooh.
Yeah. So,
is it just at the same place or every time, or is it different places, different
no,
times?
same place every time.
Same place. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many machines there. Just knowing everything, so it always feels new, whatever you're playing, or to me it does anyway. So it's cool. But yeah, that's about it. Dave, what you got?
Awesome. Not a lot. I'm looking at some more power tools. Well, gardening tools.
Ooh.
I'm looking at the garden. I've got a big
Spring.
garden. Spring is come in, and
Well,
I've
apparently
got
we're
a
going to
hedge.
get snow again.
Oh, I don't bloody.
Well, again, we haven't had snow, to be honest, but
No. Apparently we're gonna have snow. I don't believe it.
We have snow today.
So, well, we've had snow in June before, so anything is possible. But
It is now.
yeah, but it's spring. Everything is popping.
I've had my bulbs came out a few weeks ago. Who were
Show us your bulbs.
will not.
But yeah, so but I've got some hedges that are just far too tall. I can't reach them. And there's like a pole hedge trimmer and an extendable bit that you can put on it as well. And then while you're there, you might as well have a chainsaw attachment for the same thing as well.
Seems a bit dodgy hanging around a chainsaw on the end of a big pole.
Well, as long as
like
you're on the right
safety
side of
cutoff.
as long as you're the right side of it, it's fine.
Yeah. I don't want it to fall down on top of my head or anything like that.
Wow, no. You try not to do any of that. But no, it's
Make sure you're wearing safety goggles.
You
just in case that thing falls on top of your head.
Yeah. I've got all the gloves and the visor and everything anyway, because I have got a hedge trimmer and a little chainsaw anyway. But I need one that's on a big long pole. Basically.
I know, yeah. So don't we all?
I'm just so reluctant to call somebody in because we've got these hedges that are about 3 meters high, and it's just too much to do. I've got quite a large hedge trimmer, but it's without getting a ladder out and everything and making a right meal of it. I can't.
I have a neighbour who has ivy growing up his house in the backyard, and his ivy is now growing on my fucking house, and it's really fucking me off because I can't reach it because we're on a townhouse. It's really fucking high up, and it's getting up to my roof and going across my fucking satellite dish.
Oh, yeah,
you need to fucking sort that shit out, mate, or I'm going to just reach over the fence, cut all the way along the wall.
Yeah.
It's about fence high, so it all just fucking dies.
Well, yeah, I guess you got to just tell him that, right? Like, dude, you got to sort that out, right? You
Maybe I'll just cut it anyway.
Yeah, you got to sort it out, or we got to cut it. Like, you can't, because he's going to be into you for a new roof at some point, right? That's the danger. Like, dude, do you want to be paying for the damage that this thing's about to do to my house?
Ivy is
terrible. It should be banned, man. It should be banned.
Yeah, like you don't need to take it down, right? It's just cut it and kill it.
His whole garden is basically ivy because he doesn't do any fucking garden. He's a fucking.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
So now it's just becoming a beast that needs taming.
I tell you what, I mean, you really do. I mean, we've got neighbors. I mean, I've got very odd neighbors. I have like this weird place next to me that has, people who are a little bit more disadvantaged or whatever. It's like almost like a halfway house, sort of like whatever. Right now, great, generally very nice people in there, whatever. Not without their issues and some whatevers, but my other side, I've got neighbors. They're just no bother whatsoever, right? No bother whatsoever. I never hear a peep. Oh my god! Like there isn't a day that.
Yeah, I checked they're still alive there.
Yeah, the cars move, so that's fine, right? No, I see them see them every day or so. But yeah, I mean, to appreciate good neighbors who aren't like, yeah,
Yeah.
Thing is, now his fucking ivy it's like become a home for multiple fucking birds. Like, it's just like, I'm gonna feel bad if I fucking just cut this fucker down, because there's like little baby birds that come out, little tiny little babies. Oh, they're
don't
so
worry about
cute.
them.
They're all gonna get fucking
There's millions of fuckers.
homeless baby birds soon.
As long as you're not swiping the eggs, you're fine.
I don't know, there might be a few eggs
Swipe
falling
or
on
no
the floor.
swiping.
I was out my boy's window with a broom handle going, fucking walloping the ivy from his window to try and get it to snap high up, because I'm like, it's like I say, it's a 3-story townhouse, so the fucking roof is high.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were smashing the tiny birds that are
No,
tweeting.
not the birds. No, the ivy, the ivy. And yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. So I've got a fold out step ladder, and I was up as high, like literally like pushed up against the wall, and my son's holding the ladder.
Top one,
So I was
yeah.
on the second from top thing, and my belly's on the wall, and I'm basically hugging the wall trying to fucking cut stuff down. It's like, I can't get any higher than that. It's fucking like still loads of it up there.
So have you had a word with him?
You need to have a word.
Nah, well, he's not going to
Did you not
fucking
have a
do
word?
it.
You gotta have a word with him. You gotta, dude. Come on, Neil. Put your big boy pants on. Get round there. Call him a cunt too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll put a little note in his door. Tell you what, I'll write him a letter.
Yeah.
Yes, write him a strongly worded letter. Will solve it.
Write something on Facebook, but nasty about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
I don't go on Facebook. So
shave your head, go round and confront him.
yeah.
Oh, I looked on Facebook the other day. What a weird place nowadays.
What Facebook is?
Facebook. Yeah, I literally opened the app and went, like, all the people that
have I got no friends? It's just ads.
Well, the friends that I like keep in touch with don't go on Facebook anymore. So it's just like all the sort of half friends and friends from school that I don't speak to anymore, and like randoms and adverts. And it's like, I don't care about any of this stuff anymore. I was like, oh, I can't quite delete my account yet. But
I don't know why I haven't deleted mine.
I'm on the verge.
Oh yeah.
Because it's I've disabled all the notifications and everything.
Yeah,
because
same.
you to get pinged and everything. I think the reason I haven't is because I still use Messenger now and again.
What about
Facebook
Marketplace?
Messenger. Yes, I have sold 1 or 2 things. Well, saying that, the missus is doing that nowadays. So I could just
Does it become like
Facebook.
eBay, where you have a rep and all that sort of stuff to protect on your Facebook Marketplace?
Not really.
Can you have a separate profile for the Marketplace stuff? Because it used to.
You can have a business account. You can have.
No, but it's like when you post stuff like trying to sell, and it all turns up on all of your friends' feeds and stuff like that. It's like,
you can disable that.
fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Or you can specifically say, make sure all of my friends are aware that I'm selling that, and then you see that and you're like, oh, fuck off. Like, because you know they've enabled it, yeah, there's a few of those as well. So it's why I'm not going to buy your fucking shitty baby toys. Like,
yeah. All right. Is that you, Dave?
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move on then to what we've been playing.
Right.
Let's hustle along.
Right.
Who wants to start?
Now,
Neil's
ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're a few on there. You're not to your normal.
No, I've got a couple of brief ones.
Titles.
A couple of updates more than anything, really. I guess. Wipeout. Finished all of the campaign for HD.
Nice.
Got all my gold medals, all of them. Thought I might get a trophy. Nope. I have to get golds all the way through the Fury campaign as well. I was like, oh, okay. So I started playing the Fury campaign, and there was an event in here. There was a load of stuff. It told me it was a zone-based mode, so that was the one with all the colours. But it was called Detonator, and so it looks like your zone one where you start off slow, and then you had to I don't really know what I had to fucking do, and I failed. And I was like, oh. It told me what I was supposed to do the first time I played it, but I kind of just didn't really read it properly. I was just like, oh, it's a zone battle thing, like fuck whatever. I just got to go fast and do stuff, and I'll get the gist of it as I go. And I was like, I'm not getting the gist of it. Fucking just like run over or whatever. I was like, you failed. I was like, So I loaded it again and didn't tell me what I was supposed to do the second time I loaded it. I was like, oh, I won't be doing that for the time being. Then I'll have to research what I've got to do there. And then I went and played some of the other stuff like the races. So it's got a few new modes basically in Fury versus over HT. But it's got all the same music. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And all the same tracks. I was like, oh. Oh no, actually, I think there's a few more tracks. But it's just as like mostly like new game modes. I was like, oh, a bit underwhelming. So I ain't played it since. But yeah. I do like I really enjoyed the Wipeout HD campaign and all that stuff. That was cool. And yeah, so I'll dip in and out every now and again probably, but it's not on the rotation at the moment. So yeah, that's Wipeout Omega Collection for the time being. I went and played some more Sifu because it was on PS Plus for last month.
Is that like waifu?
No. So it's the cinematic third-person kung fu game where you get every time you die, you get older, and if you die over the age of 70, then you die, you're dead. That's it, game over.
Ooh, can you get younger?
No, but you can replay levels. Like basically, there's the first level was called Squats, I think. It's like so you run through this whole mission, and it's all like basically the end of the fight. The end fight is a boss, and the end of the first stage is like in a drug factory. So you have to.
Is this still Sifu?
Yeah. Oh, it's gone.
I started this, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's too hard for you, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, the second time I played, this is the second time I've started it because I started afresh on PS5, obviously. This is a very short video. I need to get another one. Sorry. So I knew there's a few things I was like, I'm going to do a bit differently this time because like there's several skills you can unlock as you play through. And if you unlock them 5 times, like if you get 5 unlocks on it, it permanently unlocks it. So the next time you've got it from the start. So I was like, well, what I'm going to do is focus all my attention. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to unlock 5 times. And then I've got it for the next time. Like if I die, I can start again and I've got that unlock, I think. I haven't actually done that yet. Because what happens, I did permanently unlock whatever move it was, I can't even remember. But I finished the first level at the age of 29. So I was like, that means... So when you die, it adds a year onto your age. And it also adds a year to the next time you die. So if you die again, then it adds 2 on. So you get from 21 to 23, then to 26. But if you successfully, like after you've died, if you do well in so many fights, it knocks it down from like 3 to 2. And then so the next time you die, it only adds on 2. So you can get it down to like 0 again if you beat enough dudes up without dying. But yeah, 29, feel like it's not low enough to be finished. You need to be finishing that on like 20, basically, going through without dying. Or getting to the point where, or maybe 21. Because the second level, I just keep dying on. I get to 70 odd and I'm dead. The second level's really cool. It's in a club. And there's like, you go in and you beat up some people and then like, you get to a bit and there's the dance floor and the music's fucking playing some techno-y type music. And then you like fucking have this massive kung fu fight with all the music blaring and all the lights flashing and everything. It's really cool. And then, yeah, get to the... I haven't actually got to the second boss because you get through the club and then you get into the back rooms of the club and then you've still got loads more dudes and girls to fight. And yeah, I just can't get to the boss. I actually know I lied. I did get to the second boss once, but I literally was like 69 or something. So I was like, if I die, I'm fucking done. I'm dead. I had 2 cracks at it basically, and I was dead. And yeah, he's fucking got a big stick. The second boss, and there's like you're in like a dojo type arena, I guess, and there's like sticks on the wall, so you can grab your own big stick. But yeah, the fights are really fucking cool, and it's like, yes, like action movie kung fu fights. And it is really cool, but it's really fucking hard. So it's
I think
a
I
lot of
started
playing.
it and I was like, oh, this looks somewhat intriguing. And then I had a fight with a guy who kicked the shit out of me, and I think I could see that it looked all right, but yeah, it's again, it was like it was asking me to start to figure out fighting styles or patterns or button combinations. Like
Yeah, you
that. I was
can't just
like,
mash the buttons.
I was like, I'm sure I've just been trying to remember button combinations in something else. I was a bit overwhelmed with button combinations. What was it? There's something else I was playing that had something else. So I put it down, and then my PS Plus ran out. So
it was on cheap in the Steam sale as well. But there you go.
mm.
But yeah, I love the game. I don't think I'll ever finish it because it's just too damn fucking hard. I don't know. I could put it down on an easy level, I guess. I could knock it down a difficulty level, and but not be a man about it. I guess do that. But yeah, it's really. I love it, but it's fucking so hard. It's very hard, brutally hard.
Yeah, rather you can do it for me then.
Yeah, but yeah, it is like playing out a kung fu movie. Basically, it's cool. Yeah. Shame it's so fucking hard.
All right. Do you want to keep going then?
Well, I've got another little one that I played a little bit of, and then I've a game that is a new game. So played some GT7, Gran Turismo 7. Not loads, just went back and had a little, I don't know why, I was just like flicking, because I've got my new TV, I was like, I bet that looks cool on my new TV. It's got variable refresh rates and all that crap. And yeah, it does look pretty fucking cool on my TV. And I'd forgotten how fucking much harder that game is than like Forza and everything. It was like, I can't drive this thing. I'm fucking crashing constantly or into the walls. But the good thing is, it doesn't seem to matter if you crash into the walls. You just whip it around the corner anyway. It's like the best way to get around the corner is grind the barrier on the outside of the boat. But yeah, it's like the cars feel so heavy in that game compared, like you have a real sense of like kind of momentum, I guess, and like knowing, like I didn't know what the braking points were on the triggers and stuff like that, where you can get to with like where you're really braking heavily without getting the ABS to kick in and all that sort of stuff. But fuck me, the game is, like I say, the cars just feel huge. They feel huge, heavy beasts. Yeah, slowing them down is really difficult, and getting them to go around the corners fast feels difficult. So yeah, it's a real sort of challenge versus like Forza. I was fucking flying through Forza Motorsport, and then it feels a bit floaty almost, I guess, going back to, I haven't gone back to it, but I was like, this feels so much harder than Forza. But it does look pretty great still. Yeah, it's running on PS5, no Pro. I don't know, looks fine.
Yeah.
I didn't think this looked shit for at any moment, so I was like, this looks pretty great.
You didn't throw your controller down in disgust and say, this looks dreadful.
No.
I need an upgrade.
Yeah. But
did you see the reflections of the dust in the back mirror?
Thing is, I don't think, well, I can't remember what mode I've got it on. I think I've got, there's like performance mode or beautiful mode or whatever it's called. So if I have like it on max frame rate, because they did an update and they unlocked, because it wasn't 120 frames at the beginning, but like it's an unlocked frame rate now, I believe, on the whatever, if you've got the technology to play it on. But yeah, pretty tricky versus Forza Motorsport is my opinion of Gran Turismo 7. But they have added a new, like, because most of the races were a bit boring unless you play. I haven't played online on Gran Turismo. I don't mind jumping in on Forza for some reason, but there's this whole sports mode that you have to go into on Gran Turismo, which makes it feel a bit like, yeah, you have to know what you're fucking doing if you're coming in here. But there's a new, in the like just single player, there's what they've brought in called GT Sophie or something. It's so the cars have more they definitely. I think it's an AI thing apparently. So they've got more. They race a bit different basically than the normal AIs. They're a bit more erratic. They weave around the track a lot more. They don't always stick on the racing line. They don't race like idiots, but they're much like more aggressive. It feels like in terms of the way they're racing against each other. And the one thing that is a bit shit is they've got happy smiley faces, emojis popping off the cars. I was like, what the fuck is? It was better.
What?
I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, this feels like more of a race against real people because the cars are moving around a lot more and they're shuffling around in the corners and stuff. And then if they pass you, you get a big fuck off emoji above their car that goes, yeah, and a big smiley face. I was like, what the fuck? Why did you bother doing that? This was good. And then you put that shit in here. So, yeah, I don't know. If the races feel better, but
Can't turn that off. I'd be
I
surprised.
don't know. They make a fucking noise as well every time they do it as well. I was like, why the fuck have you put this in here? The racing feels loads better, but you've added all this bullshit on top. Like, there must be. Hopefully, there is a way to turn it off, but I haven't investigated that. But yeah, yeah, another rock hard game. Turns out, Gran Turismo. If
You haven't got
played
your
it for a while.
your steering wheel out for it yet?
Nah, I haven't got a PlayStation compatible steering wheel. My steering wheel's Xbox and PC. So maybe when Gran Turismo comes to PC, mate, that's going to look amazing if that comes to PC.
Is it coming to PC?
Well, all
None
their
of them
games
have come to PC before, have they?
No. But then, like, that's their new market for expansion of PlayStation,
Oh,
isn't it? It's PC.
Yeah.
Brought all their big, like,
Right.
well, most of their big games are coming. Or, I don't know. Last of Us and 1 and 2 is, or 2 is it announced?
Horizon Zero Dawn as well.
Zero West came out today
That's it.
or yesterday. And it's apparently it's just getting rave reviews. Like, it's amazing. It looked great on PlayStation. Now it looks absolutely unbelievable on PC because you can like
unbelievable!
yes.
Will I not be able to believe
you
it
won't
when
be
I
able
see
to
it?
believe it. No, you'll be like, wow. Well, maybe on your PC you will be, but you know, if you have the
This
proper
cannot
kit,
be real in front of me.
it's all of the ray tracings and everything's all on and all that shit. So yeah, apparently it's a very good version of the game. But I ain't played that game. That's on PS Plus. I ain't played it. I have got a disc for Zero West that came with my PlayStation, but I ain't played that one. Yeah, so that's about it for Gran Turismo, I think. Maybe I'll play some more, or maybe I'll investigate more about that. The emojis, because I was like not impressed when the emojis were coming.
Doesn't sound it.
Yeah. No.
We're not impressed.
So yeah, someone else can go
all right.
now.
Okay. I can talk about Balatro, which I keep thinking I'm done with Balatro, and then I'm like,
Oh, you've got another one, haven't you?
have I?
You bought a game, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Bingle Bingle. Was
Yeah.
it Bingle Bingle?
Bingle Bingle that we spoke about. I
You
mistakenly
mentioned
thought it was a card game, but no.
It's roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was roulette when we talked, didn't we?
Did I? I thought I said it was.
No,
cards.
I think you said it was. No, I think you said it was roulette. Yeah, I downloaded Bingle Bingle. Sorry, yeah, I forgot about that.
We're doing
I tried
Bingle Bingle now then.
We can do Bing. Well, I mean, there's not really much to Bingle Bingle. I'll put it in here in the notes because I played it and I bought it. It is the same thing. I mean, you've got the roulette table. You get. It's the same multiplier, right? So you
It
still
sounded
have.
like the sound effects were very similar as well.
I'd wonder. Yeah. I mean, I could see. It just wasn't as good. It just wasn't as good. It was
Or have you
more
just
of
not
the
played it
same.
enough?
Look,
I see some videos where, like, because of things, it's what they call it, a deck builder, but obviously it's based around roulette somehow. So what I saw was in the trailer video, there's like a roulette wheel with literally like all black numbers apart from one is a red. And
right.
like you see the ball roll round and it goes plonk in the red, and it's like, that was unlucky because you just hit there only one red that was on the fucking board. So it still fucks you.
Yeah. I didn't dig too. I didn't spend a lot of time on it, and the reason I didn't spend a lot of time on it was because as soon as I started playing it, I'm like, this is Balatro, but in just a different form. Yeah, it's pretty clever. Yeah, it's roulette. You know, and they're utilizing the fact that you're grabbing you got to throw a thing around a ball around and land in a number, and I can play this card here, which will freeze a load of them, or I can change this and it converts all these to blacks or reds, and I'm sure you can change them to numbers. And then it gives me a score per points, and then I've got multipliers. Hang on a second. Points and multipliers. This is all sounding extremely similar to Balatro, which is way slicker.
Well, this is still early access, Bingle Bingle. This is not a finished game.
Right. But a
Right.
part of me was just like, well, first of all, I mean, I've still only scratched the surface of Balatro, I think, right? I am not making mega numbers yet on Balatro. I'm still trying to get through some of the decks. And it's really slick. And I just thought, I just can't be bothered with Bingle Bingle to put the time into it, right?
Not yet. Maybe
Not yet.
1.9.
Go away perhaps, and I'll need a break. But that's the whole point. What I'm saying, right, is it's just I don't need Bingle Bingle right now. No, so I
What about the
refunded it.
Balatro? Oh, have you?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought you'd still had it.
no, refund.
Oh, I thought. Yeah,
Right?
you're
Why?
not
Yeah,
doing that.
I'm not going to keep that. Not for the moment.
Yeah.
But I wanted to try it. So yeah, Bingle Bingle. There you go. I mean, it's more Balatro, but it's not Balatro.
Speaking of
Again,
Balatro, it's on the screen.
Speaking of Balatro, I fired up Balatro again, and it's just, man, it is like getting back on that crack pipe. It is no different. I just, when did I have I think I played it, I can't remember when it was. Earlier in the week. Oh my God. It was just like, I got to stop playing this. I cannot play another one. And I played it so much that I actually ended up getting sick of it. I was like, I don't want to play anymore. Like, I wasn't achieving what I knew the runs were. It got to the point where I knew the runs were starting badly, and I was just like, fuck that. It's not the run I want. I'd start another one and be like, nope, just throwing that one out. And I was like, what are you doing? Turn it off. Go away. And so I had a few days break off it, and then I fired it up again this afternoon when I realized we had maybe a bit of time to wait before we started the show. And I have had a semi-decent run going. I'm desperately trying to get the gold deck.
What to fit? Have you what to unlock the gold deck or to like?
I've unlocked the gold deck, but I haven't got a
What's the
win on
gold
the gold
deck, then?
You get start with $10,
Yeah.
I think, or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
No interest.
That's an old one. The yellow.
Yeah, I still can't do the hex one. I've played some more. And I keep playing the hex one, and
That's the telescope, is it? You got the
that's
telescope
the
card.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know what that one is.
Well, the
but I guess I'll
telescope
find out.
voucher, where you have the most. Is it the most played hand?
the
Brings up the
most played
celestial
planet card or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit, some pieces, but I'm having a really like not quite as I'm not knowing the runs are shit like straight away, but I'm like, this is not feeling good. This is not feeling good. My jokers aren't lining up how I want them, and then it's quite annoying.
Yeah.
But then
I think,
occasionally you'll get into a like, this has got potential. Things are going well, and then it just all falls apart. And you're like, oh, fuck. So.
Yep, sounds familiar. I was watching. I'd been playing it on that that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go on. I think I was in bed, and I was like, I'm just gonna go on Twitch and have a look, see if I can see anybody doing a run, see what's going on. Like, I've been playing it for enough now. I'm not worried about spoilers too much. Let me just go in and see what's going on. And I thought I just picked some random one, and there wasn't even a guy. I think I checked a couple out, and I was like, there's no way I can watch this person. This person's far too annoying. And then I found one, and it was just a little emoji of a cat. Like a little cartoon cat in the bottom. So obviously it's replicating. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's this cat replicating things on the screen, which actually I thought was really cool. And
that's a little rabbit hole you probably don't want to go down too far.
Yeah, it could be dodgy. And and then the guy just starts, because there's no voice, just typing in chat. He was typing, and the speech bubble would come out of this cat, whatever. He's like, oh, and he goes, I think this is alive. And I'm like, what does he really mean by that? He's like, yeah, this run is alive, people. I think this run is alive. If this gives me something, then we're in here. I'm like, is he just giving it the spiel or whatever? Anyway, he drops this. He goes, he got what he wanted, or she wanted, or whoever. And then the speech bubble comes and goes, this is alive. Get ready for this. And they ran the next round, and they got a score of like 2.1 to the power of E to the 16 or something like that. And I'm like, when you start seeing E in numbers, right, that is big. And I'm like, holy smokes! I mean, I haven't gone past much more than 1 million, and this guy's dropping E numbers, right? It's just astounding. But exponentially, it can get high very, very quick if you have the right,
The malts.
the
Right
right
malts.
malts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is a case to be said for chipping away at it and, figuring out, what is going to work well with what, what is advantageous. I found a little bit more on the runs. I'm spending more time on the jokers, and I'm really trying to do calculations in my head. Like I might have a card that gives me a plus 50 points. Plus 50 points for every hand, right? And then you've got another card that comes up and will give you a plus 16 multiplier, and you're like, well, which should I burn that joker and put that one in? Is that going to be worth it? Or I've got another one that's like plus 4 multiplier for every club, and you're like, well, most I can get out of that is 5 clubs is a plus 20 multiplier. This is a plus 16 guaranteed plus 16 multiplier. Better, right? Is it better? You're sort of weighing up all these things. So, yeah. Still got that little bit of bottled magic or whatever, for sure.
Yes.
So I'll just keep at it, I
That's
guess.
what I said when I first picked it up. I was like, this is the game you're going to probably just chip away at forever and ever. But it's every now and again to be like, oh, we'll play that for a while. Let's have a go. Because you never know when the run's going to be the one. And it's just like the fucking E number one. You're like, yes! Fucking what the fuck's going on?
Yes, that's right. That could be coming, yeah.
You might just it's probably going to be hit by accident. But then,
I guess that's just it, isn't it? Right? It's going to hit at some point.
You just gotta learn which cards are the exponential growth. That and the right combination of them.
I'll tell you the thing I'm arguing with, right? I'm sorry, not arguing with, struggling with right now, and arguing or having the conversation in my head every time is early part of a run, getting jokers up the top, and getting planetary cards and spending all my bank money on planetary cards, tarot cards, and buffing those jokers or whatever, and then I disregard buffing the cards in my hand, right?
Right.
And I'm starting to find that is biting me in the ass later, big time.
Right.
Like not straight away, because straight away, if you get some multipliers up the top in a joker, you can put a multiplier up on your first round and it'll carry you through maybe 2 antes almost.
Yeah.
But if you don't start piling on some extras onto your cards, I found that was causing me issues. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things to think about. It's crazy.
Yeah, 60 odd mega, isn't it? Something. Okay. Runs on a potato.
Yes, very cool. So that's Balatro. Continues to be neat. I don't really have anything else. I think I dipped my toe into a load of other games very briefly, but nothing of note to speak of that I can recall. We got Dave.
I've been fully enveloped in Satisfactory this week. I'm going down the rabbit hole where I'm actually writing, like, got a pad of paper and I'm writing down different things. Like, I'm going pretty deep into it.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got to set a stop point. I haven't done that yet, but I do need to set a stop point because it's still even early access. So when they actually release full game proper, no, it's not. It's update 8. 1.0 is due out this year sometime. But because I must have put in like 50 hours now in this game. And if 1.0 breaks my save.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, is that all?
You do that in a week, mate.
No. I don't even want to. It's probably more. I don't know. I've only been playing it a couple of weeks. 50 hours, right? Yeah, it's just fully enveloping me at the moment with my game playing. It's brilliant. Yeah, it's a
You didn't buy it then, Fraser, while it was on sale?
Satisfactory?
Yeah.
No, I can't believe you didn't buy this earlier, or have you owned this for ages?
I've owned this for ages.
Then why is it so prominent now in your game playing? I think that's
Because
what's.
I've uninstalled Factorio Dyson Sphere project.
This is the only one left.
This is this is one of the ones that I played quite early, and I put it down, and there's been quite a few updates, and the updates have been actually quite major. So it's changed the game quite a lot. So yeah, it's really hooked me again now.
Where are you playing it?
On Epic. I bought it on Epic.
That's why
Yeah, I
can't
didn't.
see you on
Yeah,
You
the
can't
no.
see your silly numbers on it.
Yeah.
Does it
Well,
tell
maybe
you
I
on
did that
Epic
on
how long you
purpose.
How
played a game?
convenient.
It doesn't tell you on Epic, but it tells you in game. Your gameplay time on that save. So yeah, no, that's it is what it is. It's keeping me busy, keep me out of trouble. That's good. The other game I've been playing a little bit of, not so much, is Lightyear Frontier.
Yeah, this is just on Game Pass.
This is just come out on
This
Game
is
Pass.
another
So-
early access, though.
yes, this is early access. So it's how do I explain it? It's a there's no combat. There's it's a farming game, and it's a very chilled farming game. There's no time pressures.
No
You go
danger.
around and you collect stuff, and there's none of that. I can see why people liked it, but it didn't quite hit the mark for me. Maybe because I'm playing Factorio, which is much of the same. You see,
Oh, this I looked at this yesterday.
yeah.
I was like, you know what got me on this one? And I'll
Yep.
just tell you straight up, I was like, oh, that looks pretty neat. Oh, that looks like a cool mech. Oh, he's punching a tree. Oh my god,
Yeah.
he's got to get a Hoover out to hoover up the stuff. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not. No.
Yeah, you're constantly changing your attachments that you've got to use.
That's what I
It's
know.
got a hose pipe attachment, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I clocked that straight away. I was like, I'm not. No.
Yeah,
I
you can
think
jump out
it-
the mech and use this near on the same equipment as a person
Just
on
a
the same
smaller
things.
version of.
Just a smaller version of it. Yeah. It is early access. So yeah, you do have a little jetpack, and your mech sometimes does fall over.
Oh, bless him.
So it's funny, like the first time, a little bit funny the second time. The 50th time after you're trying to get up a specific part to get to something that you need to get to, it's annoying as fuck. Because you got to get out, flip your mech onto its feet, jump back in, and then try the same jump.
If you're strong
and
enough to flip a
jetpack.
mech on its feet, why would you need a fucking mech?
So
yes, Neil. Good thinking, man.
So and there is there is a mystery,
Mystery.
abandoned ancient
Oh, okay.
warehouse with strange things that you can collect. And I didn't get that. I didn't get far enough to work out because I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's very basic. Look,
Yeah,
it
it's still
looks
early
fun.
access, so-
Yeah, it's nice aesthetics. The mech actually feels okay. It's not tank controls. It's more like arcade controls where you're in the mech, but your body does or is able to do a 360, but your feet stay the same place. But then you start moving with your controllers, and it auto corrects it and everything. So it's not like you're moving your legs with one stick and then you're moving your body with the other. It's not like that. It's more arcade style control. And yeah, it's okay.
If you haven't got a better one of these, you could play this one. But if you've got a better one, don't play this.
I personally think it got hyped a bit too much with the demo, and it's released a bit too early to like.
Is there
I
a
think
plan of what's missing? What's the thing that they're going to add throughout early access to make it the 1.0?
I don't know. I didn't see. Didn't see any of that. But I played a couple of hours of it, and it was fine. But it was no Factorio
Well, it's a bit different to that, isn't it?
or
Really?
Satisfactory. So no, I know, yeah. But at the same time, it wasn't. It was kind of similar, punching trees and building things, and then I'm sure you're gonna have to sort of like like not make factories, but make like things to process. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I might try it again if there's some updates later down the line. But
You ain't going back to that.
Yeah,
That ain't
it might turn
happening.
out to be really good in like. a couple
it
of
might
months'
turn
time.
out to be really good. Yeah. So, but I'm also there's also been an update for what's it called? Stationeers. Quite
That's
a
on
big
Game
update for
Pass as well now, isn't it?
Mm.
No, not
Uh,
Stationeers. That's no Space Engineers is on Game Pass.
Space,
Sorry.
Space
yeah,
Engineers is
no, no. Stationeers is a uh is a game.
Yes. It's a bit like
uh,
Space Engineers, but a
yeah,
bit of
it's
other
a bit
stuff
more
in it.
realistic. There's like more sort of actual coding and setting up like automated processes and stuff like that.
Arnie
And you
plays
can
Stationeers to relax.
hmm?
Arnie's
Say
he plays Stationeers to relax.
it's pretty cool. But there's been some big updates on that, so I've been looking at that. But so I need to kick this Satisfactory bug. To
Do whatever makes you
play.
happy, Dave.
I know,
If it's not making you happy, then you should probably stop it.
no, it is, but it's like another job at the moment with
But
with
you don't
how
get paid.
complicated it's getting. Where I don't get paid,
Hmm.
and my payment is like just watching the things work, and I'm like, oh, I made it work, or half the time it's like, fuck, why isn't it working?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I was a bit peed off because I lost because PS Plus went. I've lost Rogue Legacy 2, so that was my pickup game.
So
You
you're
know,
gonna
when I
have to
had
fork
5
out,
minutes.
dip into your little pocket and pay for
I
a
ain't
month of
dipping into
PS
that.
Plus.
Nah, it's well expensive. I ain't buying that.
It's probably like not much more than. Well, actually, I don't know how much Rogue Legacy 2 is.
$32.
What?
And
It's
I'm
like 3
like,
months of PS Plus.
yeah, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna play it that much. I want to do a couple more runs, but it's very likely I'm gonna get bored very quickly.
Now what you want to do is get your son to buy it, and then
Yeah,
play
encourage
it
him to get back
Yeah.
on it.
yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably keep an eye. You know what I'll probably do actually is I'll keep an eye open for Rogue Legacy to come on sale, and then I might get that. I'll pick that up, and then I'll go into that instead because I think I've got. I think
the
I'm
first
getting. Yeah, the first one, which I had played, but I don't seem to own it anywhere.
He's probably played it part of your PS Plus subscription that you had back on the PS3 or whatever.
Maybe I can't remember.
So when you re up to PS Plus, it'll probably appear in your library.
Yeah, I don't think I own it on Steam.
Well, if only there'd been a sale somewhere recently that you might.
Yeah,
have
there've been any
really
sales?
cheap.
Any sales coming out or whatever?
Well,
But...
guess what
Oh, I
finished
own
on
it.
Thursday?
Never mind. Sorry, I own it.
What, on Steam?
There you go. I own Rogue Legacy on Steam. Yeah,
Oh,
so
there you
I'll
go.
probably play that instead because I can just put that through the television or whatever and play it. And because it's not so much that I have to play Rogue Legacy, it's just Rogue Legacy 2. It's just I'm more interested in the fact that I'm starting to get a taste for these a little bit. Like my mindset, I'm sure it's Hunt that's done it. The fact that I'm just dying so much, right? Or you're trying to progress your hunters or whatever, and they eventually die, and like, well, whatever, fuck. And so, being a prestiger and Hunt, that's what it's all about, right? Leveling up, dying, you get another guy,
back
bring
to
him up,
level 0.
level it up, right? Yeah, and then you're building yourself up and getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and then you prestige. Well, Rogue Legacy is a little bit like that, right? You keep running them in and getting stronger and stronger, but I guess you keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger until you finish the game. Yeah, I just seem to have my head in a little bit of a better space for roguelites. I think I've.
Is it Balatro that's done it? Maybe.
Yeah, I think there's something. Balatro's done it. I think Hunt's helped, a little bit maybe. And then I did enjoy playing Rogue Legacy. There's something, just a switch is, I think, changing in my mind. A
You
little
played
bit.
Dead Cells.
I've got that on. Yeah,
that's on Game Pass.
I tried Dead Cells a couple of times and I didn't really get on with the.
That's before your roguelike.
No, it wasn't long ago I played it, but I just didn't get on too well with the mechanics of it. I don't know why. I thought maybe it was okay. I should go back to it. You're right. So
I haven't played back to it, to be honest. So it's good, but yeah.
everybody says
I just went the other day and removed all the roguelikes from my wish list because I've decided I don't really like roguelikes.
Oh, okay.
All right, there you go.
There's certain types like I'll play Balatro because it's not like you're not dying. It's just you end runs, you run it into whatever, and you're like bollocks. But
It's a game that ends, right?
there's no it's not a skill, a mechanical skill that's leading me to fail. It's just me deciding something has led to me failing rather than not being good enough at platforming or whatever. So, or like pressing the attack or dodge button or whatever at the right time is not a factor in Balatro. So, roguelikes of that nature, which don't require skill, actual skill, maybe I'm interested in, but yeah, I think like Metroidvanias as well. I used to love a bit of it, but there was several that just totally worked me out. I was like, I can't fucking do this because it's too hard. And then I get to that point in a lot of those games. It's just like, I'm never going to finish this because it will take me fucking months to get past this one part of the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stop being shit at games, I guess.
Yeah, and I gave Returnal a good shake at the stick, even though that
was so fucking hard. It
really
just got
was.
stupid hard, stupid quick, I thought. Because like once you get to that first boss, it's just like, this is impossible. So, yeah. Won't surprise you. So the other game that I've been playing this week is not a roguelike. All punishingly difficult skill-wise.
Oh, yeah?
But it is a little difficult in puzzling.
I saw you playing this and wondered
Yes.
what it was.
So I bought a couple of games in the Steam sale. One of them being Viewfinder, which I have been playing this week. Not for long, a couple of 3 hours I played. So Viewfinder is a puzzle game where I think there's something similar in another game. Well, I guess not. It's like not Portal, but you are altering your environment via means that within this game, like in Portal, obviously you do a similar thing. You alter the environment via the use of portals and other things later on. But this game, the gist is, you have. How would you start off with? You gradually get more mechanics as you go through, so I can't remember exactly how it starts. Well, I am watching the very start of the game right now, but basically you are finding things in the environment that allow you to place in the environment, which then completely changes that environment. So largely this is in the form of like a photo that might be lying around pinned to a board. Maybe you look at a board and go, oh, there's a photo, pick it up. And then as you walk around the level, there'll be a point where you can't get any further. You've got to basically find a teleporter in each level to get out of the level. And using these photos that you pick up, you'll place them in the environment somewhere. And then, like a 2D photo, just completely transforms into a 3D part of the level in front of you. So what was a 2D picture, then you can suddenly walk into that as a 3D space. And so the first thing you do is there's a picture literally of the teleporter on the photograph. So you place the pretty much anywhere you want in the level, and you just walk into it and walk onto the teleporter and teleport out. And then it gets more and more complicated. So you find later on that you have to take a picture, then like with a Polaroid. It's a stationary camera that you'll take a picture of, like a little Polaroid camera film comes out. You take that and then you place that in the environment. So you have a little bit of agency. And then there'll be like, it will say how many times you're allowed to use the camera, which obviously gives you a bit of a clue of maybe what you're supposed to do. If it says 3, for example, you're like, well, I guess I'm using this 3 times or to do whatever I need to do to get out of here. And then you can hold multiple photos at the same time, and you can just like rotate through which one you want. When you hold the photo in front of you, you can like rotate it round in like whatever plane you're looking at it. It's like you hold it up in front of you like a picture, and then you can rotate it round on its axis. And then, like I say, you can put it anywhere you like, but if you put it some places, it ain't gonna fucking work. It ain't gonna do what you need it to do, because there'll be points where you're literally walking on, like I say, it's like a flat plane, and there's another plane that you need to get up to. So you need to find some way of changing the environment. So there's like a path up to this other bit of the level. And yeah, so very early in the game, got to a point where I was a little bit stuck, and I was like, yeah. Baron von Glau says this has Superliminal vibes. That is a game as well where you had to stand in certain points and look at things and it would alter things as well in that game. So
yeah, I couldn't remember specifically any names, but yeah, what was it, Liminal or something, wasn't it?
Superliminal,
Yeah.
yeah. So it is
I think I may
similar
have
vibe.
played.
There's a little story going along with like you're basically, it would appear like you getting like not audio logs, but there's like little post-it notes stuck around with little bits of blurb on that tell you. Like there's 2 or 3 characters that you do actually. There's like there are literal like audio log record player things that you play, and there'll be some speech like telling you, like you can get in the gist of like the 2 or 3 characters that were doing this. What was the game? Talos Principle was a similar thing where you had like humanity has basically died or whatever, and this is what's left. There's like this creation that people have made to try and solve a problem in the world, and basically there's something similar going on in this game. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, if you fuck up, like you place something in the wrong place, you double tap R and it will rewind time to the point where you placed whatever it was just before you placed the thing, so that you can redo it or undo or any mistakes you've made and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting game so far. And yeah, I got to a point where I was a bit like, this is really fucking with my head. I need to stop because I can't fucking. This is really fucking like making me go a little bit crazy trying to think about how to solve this problem. So that's where I stopped playing it. But yeah, really, really cool. When you first like place the thing and then you just like walk into the place that was just a 2D picture before, it's like, this is fucking bonkers. Like this, they could basically do anything here, I guess. So yeah, it's quite cool to say the least of how it works and everything.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And it was like 13 quid or something stupid in the Steam store.
How much?
Yeah, shockingly expensive. But
yeah, I'm watching it on screen, and the fact that they're like placing the pictures and they're all squiff against.
Yeah, and it works. It still works somehow. It's weird. Like when you place
Does
things.
this sort of like snap to like?
No. There's no snapping. Like if you place it on a totally on the piss. Wherever you place it, whatever you could see of the old environment, wherever you put the picture, the old environment that you were looking that is behind that picture completely fucking disappears, basically, and this whatever's in the picture in 3D. So you can like cut off bits of like the ground or walls and things like that and stuff like that are in the environment. Sometimes you might need to block off a wall or get rid of a wall that's in the way where you need to stand to do something else.
Use the picture that has a hole in it so you can walk through to get through the wall.
Yeah. There's all sorts of crazy shit that potentially I don't know. I mean, let's say I'm still very early, but it's very cool so far. Like a bit different, and yeah, really enjoying it so far. So that's Viewfinder. I don't know where it's available. I think it's probably on everything, but yeah, it's cool.
Steam and PS5, I think.
That was it. Thank you.
Yep.
But yes,
no problem.
Check it out.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, any more then? Any more for any more, or can we call that?
It's me done, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than the old faithful.
The old. Oh yeah. Well, let's see if we can go without mentioning it. I already mentioned it, I think. Anyway.
Well, you sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I smashed in 20 odd hours of that this week.
Did you? Oh, I haven't played any. I got to get going on my challenges this week. So this weekend, I got to put some time in, starting tonight.
After this.
Yeah, after my dinner. Not yet. I got to just eat and then we can get down to the bayou.
Yes. No work tomorrow for me.
Oh, nice. A good bayou. No football either. That could be a good bayou session tomorrow. Okay, well, look, let's call that a show. Dave, do you want to do your bit? And we'll just
I'll do my bit.
We'll get going.
Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions, get involved, please contact us either via email at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Podbeam, YouTube. YouTube is at Seal Podcast. X is at Seal Podcast. We're still posting to that apparently. And we have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to. Neil, I was going to do a shout out, but I think it's just been Baron.
Baron's quiet one in the chat tonight.
Day today.
We went early tonight, so you know.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, I don't know when the daylight savings kicking
Well,
in.
Easter Sunday
Is it? Oh,
is
okay.
where our clocks go forward, or the early
When
hours
is
of Easter
that?
Sunday.
Still a couple of
The
weeks away, isn't it?
30th of March. It's next Sunday. No, it's next Sunday. Believe it or not,
So-
Easter is a week today, effectively.
I
Oh,
won't be
Easter
here.
Sunday is
next-
the 31st then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
I don't think
agreed to
we're
work
probably not
Good
going to have a
Friday.
show. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a show next week. I think by the looks of it. Well, what? Dave's not here.
I'm not here.
Mm,
You'll
talk
be
to
off all day, won't you? Do you
what?
have Good Friday off, but you work Easter Monday, don't you?
Oh yeah, I'll have Friday off. Yeah, no show next week then. Yeah,
You'll be in a right
not a
state
normal day.
by the time.
Probably, yeah. Try to be. That's my birthday weekend too, so good.
Oh.
All right.
Happy birthday for next week.
Thank you. Another year around the sun. If in fact the sun is round. Or God, fucking somebody was going on about the moon landing again being fake. What?
That was Fowler.
Who was that?
It was Fowler.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? That's why I thought it was someone at work. It's because I was listening to it on the way in.
Fowler.
Fuck? He can't be. Was that serious? Fowler?
Who's Fowler?
Hewitt.
Stu from the Veteran Gamers.
Oh,
I think he was taking the piss, wasn't he?
I don't know. You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But I don't know. He seemed quite serious.
Yeah, not sure about that because I know.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about, because Dave hasn't talked about, is the H2 game. Have you not played H2 this week?
What's H2?
Helldivers 2.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't played.
I was
Yeah, there's
listening
been
to
lots
Mr.
going on.
Chin being very enthusiastic about it. And I was like,
Very
"Oh."
enthusiastic.
lots-
I tell
lots.
you what, I've got it ready to go. I am very. I'm fighting hard to not play it on Steam,
Yeah.
but I don't
Okay.
really want to play with randos. I think it would be much more of a laugh if we played it
Yeah.
together.
Well,
Alright,
there's a thing on the PC version. It installs some fucking dodgy DRM.
Yeah.
It's like,
Does it?
you know, like
Yeah,
the
it does,
Valorant thing goes into the kernel level fucking bullshit. I'm like, I don't know why this is here. And because I can get for PC, I can get it for like 17% off on Green Man Gaming. And I'm like, I nearly hit it, and I went, "Oh yeah, there's that fucking DRM thing." It's like, yeah, I'm not too keen on that. So I think I might.
I've asked for a PS5. I've asked for a PS5 controller for my birthday.
Does it have all the fancy stuff on the PC version, on the controller stuff? Because I'll tell you what, I did it's only a little thing, but that the DualSense, I know the DualShock had it as well. The little speaker, just does have a little something. When it like you get a little vibration, and you're like, oh, that sounded a bit weird, and it's like you realise it's coming from the controller, as well as coming from the TV. It's just a little touch, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might get it on PS5.
Well, David doesn't have a PS5 though, do you?
No, but it's crossplay. It's
crossplay. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't need to buy it on PS5 then.
No.
Okay.
It's you'd need PS Plus, obviously, if you had on PS5.
Oh, what, to play online?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Before I forget, have you made arrangements to go and see the Total Eclipse? Because it's happening near you. It's not 100% where you are.
It's just literally it's down the road. I can go down the road.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go down to my friend's house. He's on the lake down that way. So
yeah, because
When's
where
this?
you are, it's like 99.5% or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I've only got to go 50 minutes
Don't look
south
at
to
it. Don't look at it.
and yeah. So I'm getting excited for that. It's going to be great.
You got your
Is
glasses.
that soon then? Is it?
I have my welding glass. Yeah, April 8th.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's going to be the most watched.
Make a pinhole camera.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. But I think
Not really the same as looking at it, is it?
Yeah, I guess that's only 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be quite the event. So
I still remember ours. I was ready to go to work when we had ours. I had to wait.
Yeah.
Where were you though? It wasn't total. You had to go to Cornwall for it to be total.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it wasn't quite total. Everything looked fucked up, weird. Like all of the
I went
all
down.
of the shadows
Cornwall
were like
for it.
crescent shaped. I remember all the lit shadows coming off the tree.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I went to Cornwall.
At work.
Sorry, Dave. I went to Cornwall for it, and yeah, it was spectacular. Like and it was
Oh,
cloudy
you went
too.
to see it, did you?
Yeah, it was cloudy, and we were like, "Oh, that's no good." And then suddenly it happened, and it was like it was like waves of light were washing over the clouds. I'd never
Right.
seen anything like it before in my life. And
Mm.
all the birds went dead quiet. Like they were like, it just
Yeah.
everything went
Looks like it was
quiet, and
nighttime.
it just suddenly went to night. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
most bonkers thing ever,
Mm.
right? And so yeah, I've seen that and I'm super excited to see it again. It's going to
Yeah.
be really cool.
I think where we were, it was really weird. There was a wave of cold happened, and then
Right.
it was like, or it happened, and then a wave of cold. It's like, oh, it's bloody cold. And then like a few minutes later, it sort of started coming out, and it was,
I think you're right. I think I can remember that too. The temperature suddenly drops. You can
Yeah.
feel the temperature drop. That's interesting. Eh? Imagine what it's going to be like when that sun blows up.
Oh, it'd be a bit
Or just
warm, wouldn't it?
Will we
vanishes
fry
from
first?
existence.
I guess we're going to fry first, aren't we?
Mm.
All right. I'm starving and I need to go to the bathroom, so let's get out of here. Thank you very much for joining us. Until we may surprise you next week, but probably a couple of weeks. So we'll catch you later.
Yep, see you soon.
Thanks, guys.